So the question I'm answering is from Miss Weber's class. Why are bugs on carnivorous plants? What attracts them to a plant that will eat them? Great question. I love talking about carnivorous plants. They're so fun to learn about. And the first part of your question is really, I think, the meat and potatoes of the question, because carnivorous plants have adapted to grow in places where the soil is either thin or lacking in the nitrogen, the phosphorus, and the potassium that plants need to grow, and where not many plants can really grow. So because plants need these nutrients and the soil in certain parts of the world really is not rich in these nutrients, carnivorous plants have evolved to get nutrients from other things. So that's why they eat other living things. And they've adapted through a variety of different adaptations, which we'll look at in just a minute. So one example of an ecosystem that does not have all the nutrients that plants need to grow would be a bog, especially an acidic bog, one that doesn't have a lot of nitrogen. So these are two examples of what bogs look like. It's a wetland and it accumulates peat. So many different mechanisms that plants use to trap prey include flypaper traps, include snap traps, bladder traps, pitfall traps, lobster pot traps, and a combination. So let's back it up. So first, flypaper traps are sticky leaves that have mucus secreting glands on the leaves, and they can be long and mobile like these ones below called the sundews, or they can be short like these are called butterworts, and the insects basically just get trapped on the leaves with these sticky glands. Flypaper traps, so it's just like flypaper that's used to trap flies. There are also snap traps, which I know you know Venus flytraps, and so they can detect the movement. The leaves can detect the movement, the plant can detect the movement, and then it snaps shut. And there's an aquatic version of this called a water wheel plant. There are also bladder traps. So there's over 200 kinds of bladder worts. They grow in aquatic environments, and they have these small hollow sacs, and these tiny prey like water fleas or aquatic worms swim in, and then the door shuts and they're trapped, and they're slowly digested. I guess absorbed would be the better word for it. And bladderworts can be found in lakes and streams and waterlogged soils. So not just bogs, but bogs are an example. Pitfall traps are these pitcher-shaped leaves. We have some in the vivarium, and the prey as big as a mouse or as small as a tiny fruit fly flies in and then gets drowned by the liquid filled with enzymes is in that bottom of the trap, and they drown, and the plant slowly absorbs them and eats them that way. So it doesn't eat with their mouth, but eats through absorption. And these are found all over the world. There are also lobster pot traps where the trap is actually in the root, and at least in corkscrew plants, which is the predominant category of lobster pot traps. And think about a lobster pot. Lobsters can easily get into a lobster trap, but there's not an easy way to escape. So things go into these little traps in the root hairs, and then they can't leave. So the prey is very small in this example. They're protozoans. And then there are combination traps. So there are some plants that use a variety of ways to catch their prey, such as the pimpernel sundew plant, which uses a snap trap and a flypaper trap. So if you were a carnivorous plant, what mechanism would you use to find nutrients? I'm curious. Let me know. And if you're still interested, watch some up close. I think these videos are fun to watch. I don't have the video capability to show you the way these videos do. So check it out. See how some of them really in action get their prey. Thanks for the question, and let me know if you have any follow-ups.